My bad. What's good, everybody? Lawrence, I know you'll be coming, probably making that tea. Uh, Chet, greetings, brother. Greetings. Curls. The curly one can't wait to hear what you got to say. And Sigma, yeah. I knew you said you'd be getting a haircut, so hopefully you'll be able to come up and give your points on this one. I mean, man, I had no idea that when I made this stream, that when the idea for it came to me, that there would be a gold mine going on right now. Grand curls, what's good, young fella?
Yo, what's good, Eisen? What's good?
What's good? Oh man, I had no idea that what would be going on in the nigga sphere right now would go right in line.
They should be ashamed of themselves, bro.
Oh man, but they have no shame. I mean, it's pathetic, man. I mean, they literally have shown themselves to be hospital gown niggas today. I mean, they are showing their ass, and they got no shame either, none whatsoever. I mean,
Look, in Platinum's voice, instead of saying bitches, these niggas is going, man.
Yes. Doggone going, they are gone. I mean, they are out there. I mean, when I seen that title this morning, I mean, over there for Snorinars, man, I was like, no, man, they're really gonna do this. And then the thumbnail pick with it, I was like, dang, I was like, I wonder. I was like, man, if I had enough time to get a good pick of Snorinar, I maybe could have put him in my thumbnail instead of old Stink Meme.
No, see, Eisen, I thought your thumbnail was gonna be Hiruzen and Naruto. I'm like, yes, do that thumbnail.
Man, I mean, but when I found that one, when I found Stink Meme, I was like, oh man, this is it's perfect, man. It's perfect. What's good, Lawrence?
Shalom, Lawrence.
Shalom. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we hear you.
Just
fine. All right. Curls, you're in my spot.
You lose.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I missed some of the last minute or so what you guys were talking about. It sounded like a thumbnail or something. What did I miss?
Oh, yeah. Basically we were talking about, I said that had I known that there was gonna be the title for my stream that I did earlier. I mean, it just, man, when them old people said that the Lord works in mysterious ways, man. I mean, today was just evident, man. They they did everything to prove my title. Oh, you got on Snorinars right now. The title
talking about legal age.
Yeah, what should be the legal age of consent?
Oh, because of that white chick?
No, because of Glenn.
No.
Yeah, okay, because I know, because I don't know how I did it, but somehow I popped in for like a couple of seconds on Aegon's, and they're up in there screaming and arguing about R. Kelly.
Because they were playing what was going on over there.
Oh, I have no idea. All I know is I thought I was hitting this, but I hit that.
Got you.
And then all of a sudden I heard like Jessica and Judge's voice, and I'm like, wait a minute, no, that can't be right. So because I wasn't looking, so then I turned around and I realized, oh, that's Akon. Oh no, I got to find a way to get this out my list, man. And I got out, and then I switched over to this, and then that's when I typed in the thing. I'm gonna be a few minutes because, of course, I'm having a conversation with the kids, and I'm getting my coffee and all that stuff. So.
Oh, you getting coffee, not tea? Okay.
Yeah. Today I'm just doing coffee.
Got you.
I'll probably have tea this evening before bed, but yeah. Well, the people over here, as we've always said before, we don't give a damn about celebrities, so I don't.
They're finished.
Yeah.
I'm not. R. Kelly's got his own problems. Let him handle it.
Yeah. So. But yeah, no, the whole thing got up to the point about, these niggas were defending the shit. you got niggas defending it.
Yeah, that was gonna happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, didn't we see a little bit of that with Michael Jackson too? I mean, the men weren't as vocal for him as they are with R. Kelly, but I mean, there were people who were defending Michael too.
Yeah, and you know, the problem with Michael was that he was so effed up that I could believe he didn't do it, but it was also to that line where it's like I could believe he did.
Yeah. I'm on that same line myself. I mean, because like I said, for me, again, it's none of my business. It's none of my concern.
Yeah.
Because with Michael, even if he didn't do it, I still have the same question I would have for anybody, regardless of their status. What are you doing as a grown man sleeping in bed with a bunch of other people's children?
Yeah, like he was interacting with kids too much. Like
yeah. And like I said, he didn't. I don't. He might not have never done anything. That's fine, but it still doesn't make sense why you would do that.
And
I got nieces and nephews, man. I'm real careful on how I interact with them.
And you know, on the same end, I've got just as much scrutiny for these parents pimping their kids out.
Well, yeah. I had that conversation with somebody before. It's both sides. Because that's what I had said about I can't remember who I was talking to, but they had asked me about R. Kelly, and I just kept it short and sweet. I said, first of all, look, this is not a secret among the colored folk community. We've been talking about R. Kelly since the days of Aaliyah. So let's not play like there was never any talk.
That's
about
right.
That's right. That's number one. Let's not even fake that. Number two, even after that with Aaliyah and a couple of other times he got in trouble with young girls, there were still parents who sent their children to him.
Yes.
So it's both sides are at fault as far as
and chicks were still throwing themselves at him despite that.
Yes. As a matter of fact, there was some female singer who he had brought in as a protege, and he cut her off, and her family cut her off because she claims that he, her niece. Right. And she tried to stop him from going back, and her own brother and sister blew her off, cut her off, and then kept sending the girl to him. Like I said, that's one of the main things with the colored community, man. They'll do anything for 15 minutes, and they'll pimp out their kids. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Back to Revelations, the parent will turn on the child. Again, that is singular, not plural, and the only person who has the children are the women. So that's all that is. I don't know what else to tell you.
I mean, you even notice that, Lawrence, like they have the smoke for R. Kelly, but they never want to have smoke for the women who were pimping out their daughters for him.
Yeah. And they blatantly said so. So but again, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get into a conversation about a celebrity.
I don't
care about that. But like I said, bottom line is this. I can't speak for Michael or if Luther's gay or not gay or any of them other people, but I can speak about R. Kelly. And I say this for everybody. Nothing new with R. Kelly is new. Like I said, these conversations have been going on since Aaliyah, and that's easily 20 plus years.
Basically, even before I was born.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and I'm talking about quote unquote in the black community. These conversations have been going on for 20 plus years. It ain't like people didn't know. Let's keep it above buck. Let's keep it a buck. Yes, I mean, we knew.
I mean, when I was younger, in my teens coming up, and I mean, our nickname for him was Chester. So,
I've heard somebody say that before. Yeah.
Chester Child. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it was it was known.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know about everybody else, but in the black community, without doubt, there was always conversations, rumors, and whispers. I mean, and like I said, it all started with Aaliyah about her being pregnant, if he was really married to her. Yeah, it goes on and on. I mean, there ain't nothing new about R. Kelly. That's all I'm saying.
No, and
there's nothing new about him at all. At least where this is concerned.
Right.
That's why people acting the fool. I don't get, because it's like, yo, we've been, like I said, for our people, we've been talking about this for a good minute. A good minute.
Man,
so.
It's but yeah, I think I mean, just going on there, and you know, when you got people, I mean, you when you got these, I mean, these niggas are showing they ass, man, about this just the topic in general. It doesn't even have to be just him in general.
Yeah,
but showing it, I mean, they out of their way going.
Well, what was it's just like what Third Ward Colombian just wrote.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't like having these conversations, because then we start moving into all the other people, yada yada.
Right.
And like I said, they're celebrities. I don't give a damn about them.
Yeah.
I really don't. I really don't. It's just the current hot topic. And on top of that, other than where I'm at right now, I would never have those conversations on other panels. Because people, I mean, literally, even the most rational person turns into the most emotional person when it comes to it.
Oh yeah.
They just do.
And the whole thing is, you know, all of this is coming down to, it's just old niggas, and their only focus is on the box, nothing else. I mean, it's just
exactly. And I don't remember. How old is he? He's in his 40s, right?
Who?
Kelly.
No.
How old is he now?
In his 50s.
50s.
Oh, he's up there with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, even the topic the nigga sphere was talking about, the dude was in his 50s also.
Yeah. Yeah, let's not.
Okay. We're the same age.
Oh yeah. I knew the automotive.
He's like 4 or 5 months older than me. Okay, so we're the same age. All right.
Yeah. So the thing is that.
All right. So you had it right, old fool. Okay.
Well, I mean, and the thing is too. I mean, you've got old fools in every generation. You know, I'm almost 40, so.
Well, it's gonna be every generation has them. I mean, you can't stop. You just can't stop that. You just can't.
Yeah.
You just can't stop that.
And I think that you know, my whole point was to, you know, with the content I was doing anyways for today, was just to show that, you know, that knowledge and wisdom come at any age.
Age does not equal wisdom.
It does not. It does not.
That's why I said it's a statement of possibility, not fact.
Yeah.
Because too many times I've seen too many old fools. And and third, I don't care about celebrities either.
I was gonna answer that. Yeah.
And I'm just gonna go as far as to me, it doesn't just need to be celebrities being held accountable.
Right.
Just people in general.
The majority of people aren't celebrities, so
yeah. Now, and as far as it goes for what you said about why he's the only one being held accountable, look, it's as simple as this. He's the most right now. He's the one being the most egregious about it. I mean, realistically speaking, he's been brought to court 2-3 times before this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he had footage of him pissing on somebody.
Exactly. He's not keeping a low profile, which is what they want you to do. So when you start, look, man, it's just like being part of a group of assassins. If one of the assassins is going to be allowed about it, you got to take him out because he jeopardizes everybody else.
Right.
I mean, it's just that simple. It's just that simple. He was being loud, and he keeps getting caught too many times. You got to, and I, like I was telling somebody earlier, do not be surprised if they pull a Epstein on him. And one day you wake up and he passed away in his cell. Just saying.
Oh yeah.
just because he was already talking about squealing on other people. You don't do that, man.
Oh yeah.
You don't do that. So I wouldn't be surprised if a couple of months or a year, they pull a Jeffrey Epstein on him. You just wake up one morning, R. Kelly has passed away in his cell. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
And the only reason he's terrified is because, look, we all know how it goes. It don't make a difference what your culture is, what your race is, what your age is, what your economic status is. One thing you do not want to be in prison is a pedophile.
Oh yeah, no,
because you're gonna get special treatment in there. So, and that's the only reason he's losing his mind, because he knows what that means. And we all know, even those of us who've never been to prison, we know what that means.
Yeah, it's not
there are two things you don't do. You're not a pedophile, and you don't kill or hurt your mama.
And although, I mean, let's be real too, celebrities do go to different
That's true.
institutions. So
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, my thing is just
yeah, he'll probably go to the Bernie Madoff location. So,
but yeah, my thing is just about holding people accountable, period. Regardless of what their social status is.
Correct.
And that's why, I want to do this whole thing about being on old people. I had to come for them. Nobody anybody hardly ever comes from, especially quote unquote, church folks, these religious people. Because it's automatically assumed that because you got some gray hairs, you're wise, and all bullshit. It's what you do, your actions, and your track record of those actions define exactly who you are.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
And I already personally have too many boomers being like, "Oh, what? You're 23, you know all this shit." I'm like, yeah. So it's like, so I know as much as you, but I'm like, what, a third or half your age? Like, come on now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, and the other part of it too is whenever they know you're different and they question you and challenge you in a way of, it makes me think about, the sergeant on Full Metal Jacket. You want to be different, that because your whole mindset is different, that you're less than them.
Yeah. Hey, Dorian, you may be right. All I know is, like I said, I was only there for a couple of seconds, and all I heard was Kelly. I didn't hear the other person, so you may be right. I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't there long enough to find out because I wasn't interested. And I'm sorry, Eisen, did I cut you off?
No, you good. You good. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. There was a pause in my thing. I thought you were done. I'm sorry.
It's cool. It's all good. But yeah, yes, Bitcoin. Don't listen to old hoes and old fools. Exactly.
That's correct. That is correct.
and salute, by the way, salute, man, Perry. But yeah, I mean, just because somebody got some gray hairs does not guarantee wisdom. It's the actions that you've taken throughout your life and that you're continuing to take now that decides whether you're wise and knowledgeable or not. And wisdom and knowledge comes at any age. It's not exclusive to old niggas.
Hey, look, man, with all the grade that I got, I still tell y'all to check me. So like I said, the gray hair doesn't matter. It doesn't.
It doesn't at all.
Like you said, it's actions and like, well, receipts, for lack of a better term. It's one of those things where, like I told people, receipts are cool and everything, but you got to understand it can't just be receipts for today or yesterday. It has to be consistent throughout one's lifetime. I mean, you make adjustments for errors because we're all human, but it's got to be something consistent. Just because somebody's been solid for a year or two don't mean anything. If they're 40, you got to give more than just 2 years. You got to look at their whole thing.
Right.
Yeah,
I agree. And see, I'm not saying racism doesn't exist, but I recently had to tell a boomer I never grew up in the Jim Crow era. Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing that another thing, about old people that's I've had to check, and they want to say, well, don't you feel this? Don't you feel? Look, nigga or nigga, I never grew up and experienced all that you experienced. Like, I had to tell one, I was like, man, my dad was born in 1920. There's no way I can see things the same way he does. I'm not saying none of it happened, but there's no way I can see. I said he's supposed to feel the way he did, being born in 1920. I never experienced none of that. So there's no way that I can have the same outlook that he's had.
Yeah. Well, and that's one of the biggest things when it comes to the generational wisdom and generational outcomes. I remember when I was younger, I used to hear older Black gentlemen who complained because, my generation can go out there and date white girls.
Yeah.
And they jealous. Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. No ifs, ands, or buts. And it's like, when I was younger, I would have got me lynched and yada yada yada. Okay, well, I mean, dude, I'm pretty sure the next generation after me is gonna be able to do something I was never able to do. So what's your point? I don't. I mean, that's the nature of things as it goes along. Because the same way Gen Z gets angry at boomers, Gen Z's for all
I would say more millennials.
Millennials, yeah, it's more millennials.
Gen Z's, millennials gonna hear from him.
Well, yeah. But in some cases, it's like, you hear Gen Z bitch and complain about boomers, but what they fail to understand is that millennials are complaining about them. And and the same thing with millennials. Once they start going into their 40s and 45s, they're going to realize Gen Z's bitching about them.
Yeah. Well,
the only thing in common is everybody agrees boomers started it. That's the only thing.
I think the funny thing is too that to Gen Z's everybody's a boomer.
It does seem that way. It does seem that way.
Look, the phrase is "okay, boomer" with a Gen Z. Okay, boomer.
Yeah. Because I've heard a couple of them say Gen Z's acting like boomers or something like that. But yeah.
Yeah, I think for Gen Z, anybody that's older than that Gen Z generation is a boomer, as far as they're concerned. And hey, you have enough of Gen X's and millennials acting like them, so it's hard to really argue that point.
Yeah. But the thing about it is, and this is the most important part. There's going to have to come a time, and I could be wrong. This is just my personal assessment. There's going to have to come a time where we have to stop breaking this down by generations and breaking it down by fools. Because like you said before, every generation has fools. And if we're going to be honest, that's what we're really after. We're not really trying to take down all of Gen X or or boomers or anything like that. We're trying to get rid of the fools. That's what matters. You know what I mean? So eventually we're going to have to stop doing the breaking down by tribes, so to speak, and start focusing on the useless people. And because as especially among colored folk, as we've said before, we're the only freaking group who wants to take the worst ones with us on the ride when everybody else will leave them in the dust. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I agree.
Hey Yuri, what's up, brother?
What's good, Howard? That's good. But I mean, American colored folks, they want to carry they want to carry infested people with them.
They want to carry dead weight.
It's more than just dead weight, because I mean, they want to carry cancerous people with them. I mean, they don't want to cut off. They don't want to cut off those cancerous cells. That way, it doesn't spread throughout the whole body. They want that shit to spread.
Well, it's kind of, and it may, I'm not sure if this analogy is proper, but it's kind of like with American colored folk, right? It's like, we all got to make it, so we bring everybody along, good, bad, indifferent. And it's almost like colored folk are putting the same weight on each other the same way they kind of do that thing with white people, where white people have to, every white person has to pay what happened to black people. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm saying it right, but there's this thing where, you know, in all fairness, we're talking, geez, generations from the beginning of us arriving till now. Mm-hmm. And yeah, there might be a white dude I'm cool with, and his history might literally show his family had slaves. Mm-hmm. Half of them might have been the worst kind of masters in existence. But here's the thing. If I'm going to tell you not to classify me based on my ancestors, I can't sit here and do that to you. Especially when we've been cool our entire lives. Why would I hold what your ancestors did on you? Does that make sense?
Yeah, to people with reason it does, but we talking about niggas.
They true.
All the time.
True. So I guess the question for me would be, and this is gonna be a weird question. So what makes a fool? How does one become a fool, and why would one make that choice? You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, apparently, from what we've seen in the niggas fair, what makes a fool is when they're, from what I've seen. Somebody can argue me, but from what I've seen is when their only focus is on the box. Everything they do is about towards getting the box and nothing else. Okay,
so let's try this. So let's try this then. Let's try the 4 pillars of foolishness. Okay. So one pillar would be the box. Always chasing the box.
Okay.
So let's say, oh wow. Okay, so the 4 pillars of being a fool: 1, always chasing the box; 2, no accountability; 3, no responsibility; mm-hmm. 3, no responsibility. And so what would 4 be? Would 4 be like
ability? You don't learn from your mistakes, something like that.
Yeah, I guess. Always chase the hustle, always chasing free money.
No. 4 would be just insanity.
And so that's not
learning fair enough,
because that's doing the same thing over expecting different results. You're not learning from mistakes.
Yeah, but
insanity is a good way to summarize it.
And now I think that those 4 pillars would spread across
a variety of
America. Well, I was gonna say across America, across it particularly.
Just not just colored folks.
Now.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now with colored niggas,
they're extra.
No, you putting too much. Everything goes back to the first one.
Yeah.
It's there's nothing else after that. There's no thought after that.
And you can't eliminate the women from that either, because for the men, the foolishness is always chasing the box, and with the women, the foolishness is always assuming the box has value.
But now here's the thing, though. These niggas prove them right.
Oh yeah. As long as you're co-signing on it, they're gonna run with it.
It's too many.
Yeah, they have no standards.
Uh-huh.
Well, they have no other interest.
They really don't.
If that's your only interest. Of course.
You actually kind of got a point, because looking at it from that perspective, it's their job, their career, their lifestyle, and their hobby. It's all box.
Everything is the box. Hey, the box is everything, and everything is the box.
Mm-hmm. You guys got to remember the previous stream. I think it was you two and maybe Sigma for a little bit, but we even mentioned with how each church of different groups operate. We mentioned how, Lawrence in particular mentioned how the black church, they want to leverage all this thing just for pussy, while the other groups are doing it for power. I'm like, wow, goddamn, they don't even want power. They just want pussy instead of power in the church.
And don't get it wrong. The others do it for that too, but it's just not only that.
Yeah, exactly. Because I tell you right now, if you take like the Vatican for instance, mm-hmm. The Vatican has their little thing about chasing box and chasing ass. They do, but it will never be above them chasing power and wealth.
Yeah,
it will never be. But where blacks are concerned, they will give up power, wealth, and etc. and so on to chase a meager piece of box.
Yeah, and the other thing is too. I was having a conversation with somebody, and I basically told them, my top two interests are power and freedom. And so I get puzzled looks, which it's not unexpected. And somebody says to me, another day, they say that money is power. I was like, no.
No, money is a tool.
I said, this is what I said. I was like, no, money isn't power. I said, power gives you access to money. They were like, well, without money, you don't have power. I said, look, if you give a fool $1 million, all you have is a fool with $1 million. I was like, they're gonna blow through it. I was like, knowledge and how to apply it on how to get money and keep it and get more. That's power.
Well, I mean, Yuri and I was talking about this Friday night, because we were talking about reparations.
Yeah.
I said reparations. Reparations don't mean crap. I said, because I promise you, as soon as they got it, it'd be gone in 6 months. And they'd be right back. They'd be right back to crying, talking about you should have gave us more, etc. and so on. It is what it is.
I say, you know what? I say you're too optimistic. 6 months too long.
Well, I'm always optimistic. I'm always optimistic. But
I give it 6 days at the most.
6 days, yep.
But yeah, they can. And just like when I was talking to Yuri, going out to get a Lexus and $400 pair of sneakers and Prada and Gucci and all this other nonsense for nothing. And they're gonna blow right through it, and they'll turn around and come right back talking about you didn't give us enough, blah 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 blah. And Lawrence, and like I said, I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Lawrence, this is why I tell people money is just an amplifier of who you are. If you're a dumbass nigga, it's just gonna make you an even dumber ass nigga. You're just gonna display it on a bigger scale.
Well, what people fail to understand is that money works just like alcohol. It will show the true person.
Yeah.
It always does.
Who you are.
Yeah. I mean, money is just like alcohol. It's gonna show who you really are. It always will.
That's it. They don't change you. They reveal who you really are.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, actually, it amplifies it. To be honest with you.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying money.
Because a foolish asshole is a foolish asshole every day. Now you're talking about a foolish asshole with money to access other places to be a foolish asshole. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
Nothing changes. Nothing changes except that you give them more ability to do it. That's about it. And and it amplifies who they already were. Yeah. I mean, that's just all there is to it. Like I got a cousin, like one of my favorite cousins, Al. He's always like, yeah, I'm working towards this, I'm working towards that. If I ever do this, I ever do that, like I'm coming to get you, man. I'm gonna come drop this on you, drop that on you. I'm like, dude, that's not necessary. He's like, yeah, man, but for all the things you've done for me growing up, and I was like, but that's not the point, bro. And see, and like I said, he's always been a good spirit. He has, and I can see him doing that. So when he says it to me, I believe him, and I believe there's other people he go do that for too. That's what I'm saying. Money only enhances what you already are. He does stuff. He gives the shirt off your back, or excuse me, off his back. He does that already because he's that type of person. So if he does something like win the lotto or whatever, I mean, he's gonna make sure everybody. Because like I said, it only enhances what you already are. So he's a good person to begin with. But then you got somebody who's a straight, pure T asshole. And then imagine them winning the lotto. You know what I mean? I mean, like I said, it's like alcohol. It's just going to enhance who you really are. Because like me, in the few times in my lifetime that I've been drunk, I've been told on numerous occasions, I'm a happy drunk. Right. I sit, I smile, I talk. I tell everybody I love them, which boggles my mind because most of the time I don't remember any of that. But from everything everybody has told me, I'm a happy drunk. Okay, so then I guess for the most part, I'm actually a happy person. I guess I got to live with that. but like I said, it's just like alcohol. It just enhances the real person. That's all. That's all it does.
Yeah, when I get drunk, I talk more trash. I talk trash naturally, so when I get drunk, I do even more of it.
Well, I mean, I don't remember it, but I apparently I got so smashed one time. I cooked the dinner for everybody, invited people over, and they came.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong
we
with a good happy drunk.
Yeah, we sat together, ate, talked, yada yada yada. I fell asleep in the chair. They just put like blankets over me and hung out, make sure I was okay. But
it's always the crying drunks that God.
You know what's funny? I know about them, but I've never actually physically been in the presence of one. I've never, in other words, I've
Count
never
yourself lucky.
I've never personally seen that. So what do? They just like cry just to cry?
Man, they start crying and want a hug. They need a hug and all that bullshit, man. It's just, it's like, yo,
yeah, they broken inside. Something's hurting them pretty bad. Wow. Yeah, see, I've heard about that, but I've never actually seen one. I've seen belligerent ones. I've seen dumbass ones.
I've seen those.
Yeah, but I've never run into the crier thing. I've never seen that.
Yeah, I would say the only thing worse than the crier is the belligerent.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We had one of those in the military. Ocasio. He was from Brooklyn, like me. Because I was from Bed-Stuy. He was from East New York. Oh, he was an ass. I mean, he was ass already, but when he got drunk,
he's even more one.
Oh yeah. As a matter of fact, he got cut by my girlfriend at the time because he's one of those. You know, I don't remember where the hell I was, but she was visiting me, and I had to go someplace with George and the rest of them. He came over looking for me. And I mean, we all knew each other, so it wasn't like he was a stranger or anything like that.
Right.
So, while he's waiting, he's in there trying to make moves on her in the whole 9 yards. He wouldn't stop. She got a knife, slashed his ass. And, looked at me. I ain't mad at you. I'm not mad at you because realistically speaking, even if you weren't my girl, it doesn't make a difference. You told his ass no.
Hey.
But like I said, that's what I'm saying. It just brings out now. Imagine that now that's him drunk. Now imagine him drunk with money.
Ooh.
Now he think he gonna be able to do what he wants and to just pay people off. I mean, like I said, it does nothing but enhance the real person, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah, agree.
But as far as it goes for the whole fool thing, it's really weird because sometimes it's difficult to tell if somebody's an actual fool or if they just made a stupid mistake. And I guess the only way to tell the difference is whether or not they continue to repeat it. Does that make sense?
Okay. And I would say the other one too is if they don't believe it's a mistake. I mean, when they believe it's foolishness. I mean, you got a lot of them that believe in it.
Well, I don't know because a lot of times, okay. See, okay, I see what you're saying, and I don't disagree. It's just that it's really tricky for me. There's nuances to it because I've seen people who refuse to accept the truth, not because they're a fool, but either they're afraid of the truth, cognitive dissonance, or they just so adamant on sticking with what they know. And that's
still a fool to me.
I guess it could be. I mean, not saying it's not, but I'm just saying this. I don't know. For me, it's nuance. Because, like I said, I've seen people of faith have the truth put right in front of them, literally the truth right in front of them, and they still will not change.
Yeah. Like I said, it's still a fool to me.
Yeah, because for them it's like my faith says yada yada yada, and I'm not knocking you for it. But I'm telling you right now, that tree's burning in front of you, and it's not a burning bush. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Hey.
I'm just saying.
It's still, like I said, it still sounded like a fool to me.
Yeah. So
I'm glad you mentioned cognitive dissonance, Lawrence, because the funniest moment was with the old niggas, Ty City, because he's anti old nigga as fuck, but So he asked him a question about the legalization for, the age of consent. And he's like, so if they legalize the age to 8, would you do it? And then these niggas completely deflected from that question. So I'm like, oh.
But see, here's my question though. What is the point of this argument? Because it's already been settled.
Because the box.
But that's what I'm saying. It's already been settled. As a matter of fact, every state has a different age of consent.
Yes.
I mean, there's some you can do 15, 16. I think there's one still on the books for 14 if you really want to fight it.
Hey, look.
But my argument is this. I never understood what level of pleasure could you possibly get from a child. That's my argument.
Hey. Hey.
Look, I've seen the rationalizations.
Go ahead, Curls.
I was gonna say their rationalization, it's tighter, it just feels better. It's like, what? That's your rationalization for a younger box? Really? That's it? How it feels?
Yeah, but that's not my argument. My argument is that okay. The pleasure I would get out of a 25-year-old woman will never be the same as the pleasure from being with an 8-year-old. So where's the logic to it?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's their argument, though. They're saying they could get more pleasure.
They saying they're gonna get pleasure.
Chastity.
But see, here's the thing, and I'm not trying to be mean or anything. I'm just talking historic. I'm just talking historically, nothing else. That's a white person thing. Remember, they used to trade goats and all that stuff for a man's 12, 13, 14-year-old daughter because the game plan was that she's young, so she can help him when he gets older. She can bear many children because it was predominantly agricultural, so he needed sons and kids to work the farmland. Mm-hmm. So that's a white person thing for taking young brides. Maybe a couple of plus spots in Africa, maybe, but not many.
Hey, and see, that's what I'm saying. You putting too much thought into this, Lawrence. That's what I'm saying. When it comes,
you gotta think about the box only.
When it comes to niggas, there is the box, and then there's no other thought after that. It's but pussy though.
Box only.
Then let me just say this, and I say it happily. I am very pleased to be me.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the whole point.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even care about repercussions and consequences with the law.
No, they don't.
Yeah. I mean, you got them admitting to it.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah.
You can lecture them once, and they'll say, "But the box though."
So I mean,
I like I said, man. Regardless of what my life's been, I'm glad I've never been that type of person. I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy I was never that type of person.
Same here. But I mean, I was like, my goodness. I was like, I can't believe, I got this title for my topic. And then this shit pops up. I was like, no.
Yeah.
I was like, no, man.
They just hung themselves in front of you. Like, they gave you all this ammo.
They hung themselves in front of everybody.
Yeah. And it's a shame. It's a shame too, because that's supposed to be one of the best things about getting older. Because I can't remember the exact scripture, but there was something about the strength of a young man being in his loins, but for an old man, it's the graze in his beard or something along those lines. And it just fascinates me because to get old is supposed to be something of value. It's an achievement because you kind of become an elder to your household or the overall community, where people can come and talk to you, to learn, to get better understanding on things. But instead they'd rather play the part of the fool. So it's sad to me. It's sad.
Yeah, that's
because that's not the purpose of getting older. It's not. It's supposed to get easier, not harder. Well, I mean, if you did what you were supposed to.
I mean, like I said, we talking about fools.
Well, yeah.
They want to do everything the hard way. They don't want to do nothing the smart way.
They will offer their way through it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just too. I mean, it's to the point now where you can do nothing but laugh because that's why I say, I don't, I'm not finna respect anybody just because they got some gray hair.
No,
You
that's not
have to
how it
do
works.
something, but and that's that was the reason for my title because I mean these fools want you to respect them and treat them with reverence just because they got some gray hair. Now, I
Nah,
mean,
nah.
what have you done?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
is your track record saying out there? I ain't,
Yeah.
I ain't uplifting you.
And I got to be honest with you. Like I said, when I was younger, man, I used to hang out with a lot of homeless people, man. On the way to work, I'd stop, grab them a beer or something to eat, and we sit and we talk. You know, their track record is not perfect, but there is some wisdom, if nothing else, in how to avoid what they became.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on who you're talking to, because some of them chose that lifestyle. They walked away from some real successful shit and said, "I'm done, I'm out," and just chose to do that. Burnout, I guess. But yeah, like I said, to see, I don't know, to see older men out there acting a fool. It's just crazy. It's just crazy, and it's funny too because it kind of goes back to what we talk about with women and how they've damaged the community. But in all fairness, those older men have damaged the community too.
Oh yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah.
By
Because
by
I
by
mean,
by, by not put by not putting those young men back on point, by not letting
wanting them to
those.
be them, by
Yeah,
wanting them to
yeah,
be like
yeah,
them.
and not getting those women back in line and all that good stuff. Because, like I said, even if you can't do nothing with the women, you got a chance to help a young brother figure it out. But instead, you'd rather. It's no different than older women with younger women. They're competing with each other.
Well,
Yep. That's
well,
what I was actually about to say.
go ahead.
Yeah. So with the whole older women competing with younger women, they have the same jealousy with the older men and younger men. They see the young nigga not doing the same mistakes. Like with the whole generational wealth, all that stuff, the younger supposed to be better and do better than the previous generations. But these old niggas like, damn, he's doing what I couldn't do at my age. Like in Lawrence's case, since he could get access to white girls, like, damn, I hate that nigga Lawrence because he gets access to white girls and I couldn't.
Hmm.
And the thing for me is, women have always been what they are, so I don't expect
Much from them.
anything. Yeah, I don't expect much of any actual value from them. While men biologically have the ability to overcome aspects of basic primal nature to be more. I mean,
Well, absolutely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
such
I
as
mean, I mean, I mean, I mean, I mean, if we didn't, we would have never built societies.
right. I mean, law, order, and justice are products of that. It's how human beings are able to be the best that they can be of all creatures. Without them,
Yeah.
without them, humans are the worst.
Yeah. Yeah. Can't say you're wrong. I wish I could, but I can't. So,
I mean,
but like you say, if you like it, I love it.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah,
they apparently want it.
yeah. So I'm
They
on.
apparently want it.
You want to delve into all that foolishness? I'm gonna tell you. Go ahead, then. Go ahead.
Well, like all of us have talked about before, it's one of those situations, man. The writing's on the wall, and the only thing we can do is get the hell up out from underneath them. Because when it hits the fan, you want to be somewhere else.
Right.
I mean, that's why you and I and Yuri and MOT, we talk about building something somewhere else. Just because it's gonna get bad. I mean, there's no question to it. Like I said, it's not like we're looking at anything new. We've seen this happen through a variety of societies over the lifetime of this planet. So I mean, it's not like it's not like we haven't read the book and don't know the ending. You know what I mean? So but but like I said, it's the same like I said, I agree with you. Women will always be who and what they are. But to see older men start playing that same role, is mind boggling. Because like I said, at that age, man, you shouldn't be doing anything but being a grandfather and enjoying your grandkids. That's what you should be doing, and
or
you should
or
and
at
you
least the
should
old man. My bad.
and you should be training them, especially if they're boys, how to proceed and move properly through life. But like I said, they're more in a female frame than they are that. So
Right. Or at least, if you don't have any kids of your own to be a grandkid, at least the old man of the town or whatever, giving out sound advice. you know,
oh yeah,
to
yeah, yeah. Because like I said, my actual uncles assholes, but my great uncles they were pretty cool.
Gotcha.
They were pretty cool. Some of them had kids, some of them didn't. The ones who didn't, worked as best they could with the young brothers. It's just that my uncles didn't listen, and they all got caught up in it.
Yeah.
And they did what they were supposed to. Okay, these fools ain't listening to me. Let me go to the next generation.
Cut them
And
out.
then, yeah. And then they had me and my cousin Thomas and all that good stuff, and we listened. We listened. You
Right.
know, so especially my uncle Charles because he did Vietnam, and he was my great uncle. He was my grandmother's brother, um, and he's a good man. He was a good man. He really was. You could tell he paid attention to everything Granddad told him. So, and when I joined the military because he had did Vietnam, and when he came back, he really wasn't the same.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I was kind of like the only person who took time to go talk to him. I mean,
Gotcha.
I would literally spend time with him. I thought he was fascinating, to be honest with you. But then when I joined the military, he invited me to come down because I had signed up on delayed entry program, and he invited me to Ohio to stay with him for a little bit. And
Mm-hmm.
he started breaking a lot of stuff down for me. So like, look, man, war, yada yada yada. He started showing me a couple of tricks. If the day ever came and I had to do something like that, So I mean, between my training and what he gave me, that's what I credit to still being here after
Right.
after serving. Because like I said, I did the Panama thing, then I did the Gulf thing, and there's a lot of stuff he taught me that you just can't get more often than not until you go through it. But
Yeah.
having somebody who did go through it and break it down for you, yeah,
Right.
in all
It's
fairness,
valuable.
yeah, it gave me a leg up, and that's the purpose of older men. I mean, that's literally the purpose.
Right.
He fulfilled that purpose. But like I said, nowadays it's like they all act like dudes who stand on the street corner.
But
They 60 something years old, walking around, with their hand on their package, talking about get that young girl. Yeah, y'all, dude, for real.
but
You got to have something better to do. Well, at least you should. How about that?
right.
Because I got to tell you, man, I'm a grandfather. I'm not even trying to be out there at that age talking about let's go get some young box. That is not my purpose at that age. It's just not.
And funny thing about that, Lawrence, is they complain when they get tore out the frame by these younger chicks. Like, oh, this young chick screwed me over. It's like, well, you didn't have anything better to do. You were worried about the box the whole time, pretty much.
Yeah. And the interesting part is because my cousin William and I talk about this because he's got an old dude like that around where he's at in North Carolina that he keeps paying these girls money to get blowjobs, but that's all he's doing. And we all know it's just for them to get money. I mean, they're crackheads or whatever you want to call them. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
so so here you are talking about getting young box. One, you ain't hitting it, and number two, you ain't even picking good quality. I mean, it's just weird.
Well,
It's weird, man. It's just weird as hell.
well, the thing that with these old niggas, you find that they want these younger guys to get on this path because of one reason. With their ego, they just don't want to let it go. Say it's time
Hmm.
to hang it up. They don't want them to be better than them. But
Yeah,
you should want that younger generation to be better than you, to make better decisions, to be
that's true.
better all around than you are.
That's true.
Because I mean, not being better is the same as going backwards. I mean, it's getting worse. It's just, it's, you know, you're getting worse.
I mean, you got fathers or grandfathers sleeping with their sons or grandsons' wives. Dude, what the hell?
Yeah.
Just because they want to claim they still got skills to get a young one. That don't make no sense. I mean, that literally,
Stagnation, Lawrence.
huh?
Stagnation, man. They're stagnating themselves right there. They want to stay
Yeah.
right where they are. And that makes me think of this conversation I saw with these old dudes arguing with these broads, and whole gender war bullshit. And so they're talking about having to stay where they're at, and the women like, oh, we're staying where they're at, and I didn't reply because I'm like, no, I'm not joining this stupid ass thread.
But see,
I'm thinking,
that's my point though, because like, okay, if you take what I was just saying about fathers and grandfathers sleeping with their sons and grandsons' wives, most people would say, oh, she's a bitch, she's this, she's that. But again, women are going to be women. That doesn't matter to me.
Mm-hmm.
What matters to me is that as a man, you're supposed to be more disciplined to avoid that, especially when it's your own family. Does that
and
make
that was
sense?
actually going to lead to my next point. So these guys complaining about the bitches is wanting to stay with them, and the bitches saying they're going to stay where they're at. I'm like, wait, I'm thinking in my head, why don't you leave this shithole, leave the women at the shithole since they said they're going to stay? Because I agree with them staying there, because I don't want to stay in that shithole with them. And I go to a fresh, new place where they can just deal with their bullshit where they're at. They don't have to reap the benefits of it.
Yeah. Because like I said, I mean, don't get me wrong, I am upset, but at the female too. But again, that's the nature of who they are. If she thinks there's going to be a better deal, she's going to take it.
Yeah,
The son can literally be halfway through the process of becoming that man of quote unquote high value, but the father's already there in her mind because he's got more. And the assumption would be the grandfather got more if they come from a family that did what they were supposed to do. So that's what I'm saying. When it comes to her, it's not surprising. It annoys me, but it doesn't piss me off because that's what they do. But a father and a grandfather to their son and grandson, that's a whole different kind of beast. Because whether people want to accept it or not, whether people want to believe it or not, if you call yourself a person of faith, there's one thing that cannot be denied. Regardless of which one you follow, men are called to a higher standard.
Oh yeah.
We just are. I don't care. I don't care what path you follow. It's abundantly clear. Christian, Baptist, Israelite, Muslim, whatever. But each one it shows men are called to a higher standard. And when you don't follow that standard, then yeah, let's be real. That's the first step on the path to becoming a fool. It just is. It's literally the first step.
Yeah.
And then also with the whole higher standard thing, these men complain, but what about the women? What is their consequence? And I'm thinking, when you're held to that standard, you get to choose how you live and who gets to be a part of your life. Their fucking punishment and their suffering is they get to miss out on those benefits that they claim they want.
There you go.
Yep. But like I said, that seems to be the game plan, man. And as each year goes by, they get deeper and deeper into it. I mean, well, you know what? I guess it is natural. You would start to like it after a while, wouldn't you? I mean, you must like it. That's why you do it and stay. So
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But I just like I said, as one of those older people who are still getting older, I just rather not. I'd rather not be around them. And a young one terrifies me. Literally terrifies me because an old fool can only do so much because his ass is old. but a young fool who's still got that vigor and that and that strength and speed, man, dude, that's a hot mess waiting to happen.
Oh yeah.
Hey, like I said, an old fool is only going to go so far because he's old. So
yeah.
because like I said, I'm still good, but I don't move like I did when I was in my 20s. Just and I think that's the case for everybody. Because I'm pretty sure at 40 you can't do what you did at 21, and I know that. I know that.
No.
I know that. And yes, Curls, your turn is coming. But
come on, I'm only 23. I got years left.
I'm not saying you don't, but it is coming.
That's why he said it's coming. Father
It's
Time
coming.
is undefeated.
Yeah, it's coming. I mean, just like pussy, it's undefeated. Time and pussy, undefeated. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. I mean, because I don't think we're trying to figure out how to fix it, because I don't think it's something that should be fixed.
Let it burn.
Yeah. Well, without doubt, let it burn. But at the same time, it's one of those things that, taking a page from Eisen and MOT's book, this is a good thing. It helps you identify. You know what I mean? It helps you. It helps you to know who to stay away from. It helps you to understand who not to take along. You know what I mean? I mean that kind of stuff. So and going back to scripture, these things must be.
Yeah, and that's one thing that that was so enlightening about today. My pops always said, you let a nigga talk long enough, they gonna tell them themselves.
Yep.
That's true.
And look, Eisen, we're in this age of social media. People are telling like hell on themselves.
Ah, man. And you got people that you can tell these fools just love to hear themselves talk.
Mm-hmm. It's true. And in all fairness, I've been guilty of that sometimes myself, but that's just because I don't get to talk too much. that doesn't make me a fool. You know what I mean?
Well,
that's why I was saying the thing about nuance. Because you know me, guys, and I'll go on and on. So
but there's a difference though, because what you have to say isn't foolish.
Fair enough. At least I try not to let it be that. I try not to let it be that.
I mean, what you have to say.
But when I have those moments, there's you, there's William, there's Yuri. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, even if you say something that's, let me say, I guess maybe skewed, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. You're still trying to talk about something of actual value. Meaning and value.
Yeah.
But these other ones, they just be talking about nothing to hear themselves talk.
Yeah, 3 hours on a stream about nothing. About nothing.
A 3-hour stream about them getting their shit off. That's all they're doing.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. So I don't, and that's a really bad waste of time. That's a really bad waste of time.
Hey,
that's why I was always saying stuff about long streams. A long stream every blue moon is cool, but a 10-12 hour stream damn near every day for a week, that is unproductive as hell. because the question would be, well, one, when do you get sleep? Number two, when do you work on bettering yourself? Like when I was talking to Yuri the other night, I can't remember how it came up, but I had told him I haven't been on YouTube. I stopped everything. Right. This is the first time I've been on YouTube in a week. And I'm not talking about Manosphere. I just stopped all of it. Yeah. In general, I just stopped all of it. I didn't log in. I didn't go look anything up. Regardless, it didn't make a difference if it was about comic books, music. I just didn't do it, and I felt good. So I felt good, and I'm going to continue to do it. So, yeah, it's just you. Like I said, when you put that many hours into stuff like that, and that's not your career or job or whatever, that's when do you get to be productive in what you're supposed to be? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Hey,
But
I
like
guess that's for them to get.
but like you told me before, I'm a man of a certain age now. I'm gonna start thinking different. So
Right. Well, you should be. You
oh
should be.
yeah, absolutely.
And then that's why I said, hey, um, that's why I said that, wisdom isn't something that's guaranteed with age. It's
No, it's
just a
not.
statement of possibility.
Yeah, exactly. I don't. Do you think where wisdom is concerned? I mean, I know what we talked about showing what you've done in your lifetime and having receipts and stuff like that. But do you think wisdom is also, how can I put it? It also, in order to get there, it also there's another section that plays a part in it about who you surround yourself with.
Oh yeah.
Because well, I mean, just like our environment and everything else influences us into becoming who we are, who we surround ourselves with does that as well, I think.
Yeah, I would agree. It does, but also you're always going to have those anomalies that are going to stand out opposed to their environment too.
Yeah, but I cut them out quickness. I've done that
Yeah.
many a time. In that respect, I can be honest and fair. I do not waste time on that. Once I realize who and what you are, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out. You have to be removed
Well,
from
no,
that
I,
circle.
I was I was speaking from a standpoint of you being an anomaly compared to your environment.
Yeah, he's saying like you were from a shit
Oh, you
environment,
were
but
talking
you
about
turned out
me.
great.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's fine.
it could probably be. I mean, it's definitely more than just you, because
No. I didn't know
I
you
got
were
dumb niggas
addressing
all
it
around
towards
me.
me.
So
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah,
too,
yeah.
and I'm pretty sure girls has the same thing going on too. So
Well, I'm pretty sure pretty much everybody in the chat's got the same
right,
thing as well.
right,
But yeah, but I think part of wisdom is also surrounding yourself with people who have wisdom too.
yeah. And
Um,
I will say that I do think that the internet and technology kind of made it easier to do so.
oh, absolutely. Yeah, I would
Ain't
agree.
no kind of, it
It's a
made it
double-edged
easier.
sword, Eisen. So
Yeah.
you get more access to
Yes.
the good and dumb shit.
Yes.
Right,
Yes. I
right.
agree. I agree.
Yeah, that's when you got to sit and
Well,
you got to do some serious threading because
well,
you have to start weeding out some
well. It
stuff.
was obviously gonna give you more access to the dumb shit because in our everyday lives we see all of the dumb shit. So,
Yeah. Well, I mean
but yes,
that's one of the reasons why I never did Twitter ever. Because I the writing was on the wall from day one. I mean, from day one. Twitter is just a hot mess. I'm very limited on Facebook. Um, you
yeah,
know, I might pop up there and share something every blue moon, but outside of that, I'm barely on it. I spend the vast majority of my time on LinkedIn because it's business and it's productive people.
there you go.
I mean, that's my thing. I mean, other than being here for this, but
Right,
outside of
right.
that's it. And even with here, like I said before, there's only three that before I stopped this past week of YouTube period. But like I said, you, Hulk, and Sigma. That's all I was watching for a while.
Yeah.
That's all I was watching for a while. So, and Hulk's been slowly moving over to Odyssey, I think.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, because he keeps getting flagged for the topics and stuff.
Yeah. It doesn't surprise me.
Well, he's
Yeah,
he's talking about
yeah,
the bug and all that good stuff. So,
yeah.
and I
Exactly.
and I get that. So he's been slowly migrating over there, and that's perfectly understandable. But he's still
Yes.
doing the work. That's what matters. Um. So yeah. So like I said, that's really all I you know that's
Gotcha.
really all I do right now. And like I was talking to Yuri Friday after everything that's happened in the last couple of months and divorce, death, yada yada yada. I'm seriously considering kind of like a early semi-retirement. I just want to. I don't know.
Gotcha.
I just I want to get back to traveling. I want to get back to seeing people I haven't seen in a long time.
See,
you
I
know,
got you.
because you know it's the same thing we all go through when you start losing people who are close to you. You start reassessing the amount of time you and other people have left, and you want to take advantage of it before they're gone. So, you know, like I said, it's a human thing.
Yeah. I got you.
But
Makes sense.
yeah. But yeah, but like I said, I yeah, like I said, I'm glad to be me. I mean, there's still stuff there's still stuff I gotta work on, but
right.
more than anything else, you know, being here with you guys and over there with Hulk and listening to Sigma and stuff like that. I think it does good when an older gentleman is around young positive gentlemen as well, because as an older gentleman, I do feed off of you guys, you know, and I say that in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not like it's far better for an older man who has some common sense to be with younger men who have common sense too.
Oh yeah.
And if he can be of help to them, then great. But at the same time, there's a bonus where as an older gentleman, I get to watch you guys grow, and that brings a lot of satisfaction. And that's radically different than being an old man who's playing the part of the fool but wants to hang with the young bucks on the corner. That's a whole different kind of world to me.
Or keep sensible young guys with sense. From becoming keep young guys from becoming guys with some sense.
Yeah. Yep.
Because
like I said, that's to me, that's the point of being older. I mean, it just is. I mean, that's the whole point to it. I mean, it's not about box, man. And to be honest with you, by the time you're in your 50s and 60s, all that should have been worked out of your system anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It ain't like you can pump the way you used to when you was in your 20s, you know. And the funny part is that for me and people that I associate with who are my age and older, I'm being honest with you, we don't really think about box. The only thing we think about, what we think about the vast majority of the time when we're together, is having a cigar, having some beer or wine, having some peace and quiet. Outside of that, we're busy focusing on our goals, whatever they may be, whether it's to be, you know, get yourself back in shape healthy, whether it's to focus on your business, career, you know, whatever. Because we know at our age, and I've said this before, we have more years behind us than ahead of us. So what we're doing now is we're focusing on getting everything in order and start winding everything down, because we know we're hitting that spot where we're not going to be able to move at the rate that we used to, which has already started. So for us, that's our purpose. We don't sit around thinking about box. We've already done 50, 60 years of box. Why would we still be thinking about it?
Because it's everything.
Well, yeah, I know that. Yeah. I mean, for everybody else, yeah, but I'm just talking about us in general. I mean, we really don't. We really don't. I mean, when we start getting on topics, when we literally have topics about relationships, we are actually, and I kid you not, we never talk about women. We always talk about the relationships with other men. That's literally when we talk about conversation. It's either that or we're talking about our kids and grandkids. That's it. We don't talk about women, because again, we're of that age. That's you know, that's what you did when you were younger. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I mean, if I go out right now and I got a 22-year-old girl, okay, she might be 22, but I'm still working as a 50-something-year-old man. You know what I mean? It doesn't, you know, that power and that energy ain't what it was when I was 22. So it's I don't know. I'm babbling now, I think.
Hey, look, they want to be a Toys R Us boxing nigga for life. So
It seems that way. It seems that way. Mm-hmm.
I mean, but that's what happens whenever you make that your only focus and interest.
Exactly. And yes, useless familiar. I've heard that too. And like I said, from my particular group, that is kind of what we do. That seems to be more important to us. That and getting everything in order to be passed on generation wise. Because like I said, what I can't do with my two oldest daughters does not mean it's not something I can't do with my grandchildren. So that's yeah. But yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Because like I said, that's when we get together, that's all we really do. We talk about passing information. We talk about ourselves, and you know, not to be crass or anything, but we start talking about the weird sounds our body make now.
Joints popping.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? How many times we have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, you know? You know, but like I said, that's normal, human stuff, you know. And then I've said this before too. I'm never gonna complain about it. I mean, I'll crack jokes, but I'm never gonna complain because like I've said here before, I got a lot of my people who didn't make it out. They just didn't. Whether it was jail, crack, drive-bys, yada yada. A lot of us didn't make it, so I'm not going to sit here and complain. I'm just not.
And to the point that useless for me is making, you also want to be careful about who you release that knowledge to. You have to be discerning.
That's true. That's true.
Well,
that's true. As a matter of fact, I spent many conversations with New with him breaking that down for me. I sure did. Yep. That is correct. That is correct.
I'm telling you, I'm a big believer in buy into that. To the Darth Bane way of doing things. You know, I all this information, well, I can't give it to anybody that's going to dilute it and weaken it and water it down and make it useless. I just can't do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. And like I said, new, and I think Zero's talked to me about it once or twice as well. Yeah. But yeah, you got to be real picky about that. Yeah, real picky about it. That's why there was, you know, there's people in the space. I'll happily and gladly share the knowledge, and there's been some that I've actually done work for to help them get there. So and that doesn't bother me. And then there's those that I tried and it didn't work out and I had to let them go. I mean, it's just is what it is. Yeah. You know, could always be cool people, but outside of that, that's about it.
I can't really expect much from them. Got you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, we can crack jokes and be silly and
that's all I mean. Outside of that,
yeah. But outside of that, that's all I got. You know, and it's not a personal thing. It's just you showed me who and what you are, so I got like. I can't remember who you might have said it before, Eisen. When people show you who you are, believe them. So there's nothing open for interpretation from me.
Yeah, and maybe I'm gonna be honest, it may have been new, but also, you know, I've had a good friend.
Yeah, it does sound like
said that too.
That's been an older quote. I think it was from Maya Angelou also. Yeah.
No, I know it's old, but I was trying to remember who said it to me.
Oh,
so you might be right because New has typed that many a times in the chat, so it probably was him. Yeah, he says that a lot. Yeah, it might have been him that said it to me.
Yeah, I would. But not surprising.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think there's a way. I don't think there's a way to stop somebody from becoming a fool.
No.
I
have to run it for themselves.
Yeah, I was about to say, because I think at the end of the day, it's just a personal choice. Because I can deal with somebody who's stupid. I can teach them. Or find somebody who could teach them. Stupidity is easy to fix. It really is. I mean, contrary to what we might think. But stupidity is not hard to fix. The vast majority of time, somebody who's just stupid is because they don't know and nobody showed them. And more often than not, when you do that for them, they have a tendency to correct. Not all, but you got a pretty good shot. But a fool is just not trying to hear jack. They're not trying to hear jack.
Except for what's in line with what they want to hear.
Yeah. Yep. because the fool will ignore all evidence in front of them.
Yeah.
I mean, they just will.
Agreed.
But
hey, we've been on here almost
hour and a half. Yeah.
I think we hash this out about as much as we can.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
hey,
Yes, sir.
we got our shit off.
So you're gonna be back up more frequently, or you got to get back to working on weekends, girls?
Yeah, so I just happened not to work this weekend because I've been working overtime. So I'm like, hey, that paycheck was looking nice though. So I just happened to not be here on this weekend. It might be every other or every 2 weeks. I may have a weekend free.
Cool. Thanks, Useless Familiar. Appreciate that.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't have anything else. I don't think. Last words are the same as always. # men first.
Grand curls.
# men with curls first.
Okay.
Mine are coming back in.
Well, I shaved everything a week ago, so yeah, I cut all of it off, man.
Well, the winter time is coming. I take that to a different meaning than what most of these
not
niggas
that
do
other
here.
meaning.
So I'm growing mine back out.
Yeah. No, I see. Winter is my favorite time of year. Fall and winter are my favorite times.
Oh, I like it too, but I just grow.
Yeah, I like it too. Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, last night we finally got it dropped to like 59.
Yeah, it's been cool here too. I haven't. My AC hasn't had to kick on for anything, so it's been good.
Cool.
But yeah,
you guys in the chat, you be good, keep yourself safe, keep working on your purpose, man.
Yeah. And lastly for me, hey, don't be a hospital gown nigga. Peace.
I'm never gonna get tired of that.